Hello folks, thanks again for joining me for another Pokemon video. This one is going to be a team of entirely Galar Pokemon, everything Gen 8 on my team. So, I've actually got a Gen 8 versus Gen 8 lead here. I lead with my Rillaboom. I've got this one leading because his Grassy Surge ability starts the battle with grassy terrain, and he's holding the Grassy Seed, which will boost its defense 1 stage on grassy terrain. So, sort of give myself a +1 to defense starting off there. Opponent started off with a Grimmsnarl, which right off the bat tells me he's probably going to set up some shields and other status moves to make my life hard. So I go ahead and Terra into Grass, hoping to double down on the drum beating damage, being that a Grass-type signature move. Now this Grimmsnarl has already gotten that Reflect up, so that does a little under half damage. But it does get him to almost half health. Unfortunately, Grimmsnarl's ability, I think it's Prankster, lets status moves go first. So even with the speed drop, he was able to get that Thunder Wave off first and paralyze my Rillaboom to make sure that I go second the whole time. Then he got up the other shield just like I was expecting him to do, so he's now got some protection from both physical and special moves. So this will take one more drum beating in order to take out this Grimmsnarl. With that shield, it's a 3-hit KO, would have normally been 2. Unfortunately, they see that and use Parting Shot to take my attack down 1. So I still have +1 for defense, but I've got -1 for attack, and the paralysis is cutting my speed in half. So yeah, I've got a little bit of bulk, but not doing too great for stat-wise. So best move I've got is drum beating until something that resists grass comes out, so I'm just going to keep hammering that, but the drop to my attack and the shield is really making that ineffective. Now, unfortunately, Annihilape's Defiant ability means every time I drop its speed by 1 stage with drum beating, which, again, not going to matter for me because I'm paralyzed, that's going to up its attack by 2 stages. So, I admittedly am floundering here. I am not making the best moves. I think, okay, its attack stat's going to keep going up anyway because it just boosted it on its turn. Let me go ahead and get its defense as low as I can so my next Pokemon can hopefully take it out. So I used Screech to drop its defense 2 stages. That upped its attack 2 stages. So now it is maxed out at attack. It got 2 +2s from my stat dropping, and it used Bulk Up twice to get its own +2. So it's +6 for attack, which is the highest it'll go. On the one hand, this means I can keep dropping its speed without worrying, but on the other hand, this means it's basically going to one-shot anything it punches. So, almost does that right here. Didn't quite one-shot it. The defense boost from that Grass Seed actually saved me there, but the Drain Punch got him back to full health and almost knocked out my Rillaboom. I was able to get its defense down a couple more stages, so it's now -4 for defense. No, -2. I forgot about the 2 bulk ups. Anyway, -2 for defense. That's still a pretty decent drop. So while Rillaboom is down, hopefully I will be able to take out this Annihilape with the next Pokemon. Now, I'm kind of gambling here. Ghost against Ghost is always a gamble. But I send out my Dragapult, hoping that with the speed drops, I can outspeed him. And I do. I managed to get off the Stab Phantom Force.
It's a one-hit wonder!
And that takes out the Annihilape with 1 hit. So, that is a big, scary Pokemon out of the way. And that light screen also went down. So, as long as I can take out this Grimmsnarl before it puts it back up, I can keep it from being defended against some of the damage from physical moves. Now, Grimmsnarl did paralyze me there, which is not great. But, fortunately, I was not stopped by that paralysis, was able to get off that U-turn to finish off that Grimmsnarl, make sure it cannot get that light screen back up, or the Reflect that's going to expire at the end of this turn. So I send out my, hell, what's this guy called? I don't know. Sniper Dude. I named him after 006 in GoldenEye. I don't remember the Pokemon's name. There's 1,025 of them. Cut me some slack.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
Didn't matter, though, because the Fluttermane comes in and one-shots it with Thunderbolt. So I send in, actually the first shiny I caught in Scarlet and Violet. Sorry, not Scarlet and Violet. Sword and Shield. Just stumbled on this shiny Corviknight in a max raid den. So,
it's a one-hit wonder.
Expecting it to get hit by an electric move at some point in my battles, I went ahead and gave it the cell battery that boosts, I think it's defense, when it gets hit by an electric move, and sure enough, it got hit by a Thunderbolt right off the bat, so fortunately had enough bulk to survive and get that boost. Not that it's going to help me against Shadow Rider Calyrex. Now, this is going to be a theme here. I don't know why tonight specifically this happened, but I am stalked by Shadow Rider Calyrex. I see it in, I think, 3 of my 4 battles, and one of the battles has 2 of them out at once. This was just the night of the Shadow Rider, I guess. I don't know, but it's, in my opinion, a real broken legendary. It's just obscenely powerful, and its ability, or one of its abilities, because it has 2, ups its special attack every time it gets a knockout. So it just gets increasingly broken the more KOs it gets. And it's extraordinarily frustrating, in my opinion. Hard to say what I hate battling more. Not Ghost Rider, Shadow Rider Calyrex, or a Stellar Terra type.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
I accidentally cut out sending the Pokemon out because I guess I got sloppy editing this one and didn't notice until now, but my Poltegeist named Teapot of Doom got one-shotted, of course.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
And then one-shotting my Dragapult has now given it 3 Grim Neigh boosts. So, I mean, the battle's not over, but... Oh, okay, battle is over. I thought I still had one more Pokemon. That was a miserable defeat. I only took out half of his team. I am a little bit ashamed of that. So, next up we have the double battle. And while I generally prefer double battles as a format, it's really hit or miss whether I'm actually better at them. Sometimes my strategies work out perfectly, and other times they completely fall to pieces within the first turn or two. I guess to some extent that's any battle, depending on your opponent and how easy to read your plan is and how prepared they are, but it's really a mixed bag for me. So first off, they withdraw their Miraidon. I'm guessing that they were mainly trying to set up the electric terrain. So expecting the Miraidon to stay in, I used Ice Beam. Ended up working well anyway because they swapped into Lugia, equally super effective, although Lugia has a bit more bulk to it than Miraidon does. Raichu uses Nuzzle to paralyze my Rillaboom, and then the next turn I'm thinking, okay, well, Ice Beam didn't do as much as I wanted, let's try Shadow Ball, and that does a little bit better with Lugia. Raichu then, however, also paralyzes my Inteleon. Finally remembered the name of that Pokemon. And here what we see is what Lugia is mainly going to do for a lot of this battle, just a ton of Calm Mind buffs. And given how bulky it is, that kind of makes sense. Unfortunately, that Raichu managed to dodge the high horsepower from my Rillaboom. Definitely would have taken out that Raichu, I'm confident. Rillaboom manages to tank that Psychic, but it's still a definite 2-hit KO. And then my Inteleon manages to get itself paralyzed instead of taking out Lugia.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
Thankfully, however, the next attack does land on Raichu, manages to take it out, although Lugia did set up a screen that's going to hinder some of my ability to deal damage. Now, I mentioned previously that Shadow Rider Calyrex was stalking me this night. And here we go. The second Shadow Rider Calyrex, busting out the Astral Barrage.
Double kill.
And managing to get a double kill, taking out both Rillaboom and Inteleon with one attack. Neither one-hit KOs, they'd both taken damage before, but still. And I do not think they would have survived even from full health. So there's 2 Grim Neigh boosts at once, and now Lugia getting a second Calm Mind boost up. So that's +2 to special attack and special defense for Lugia. So I send out my Corviknight and my Regidrago. Not really sure what I'm going to be able to do here. I don't have anything that's really super effective against either of these.
It's a one-hit wonder.
And once again, we have a
Double kill.
double kill, but it is also a one-hit KO for both. So now Shadow Rider Calyrex is at +4 special attack, and with that Calm Mind, Lugia is at +3 for both special attack and special defense. By this point, victory is impossible. You know, there's nothing I can do to pull out a win here. My Poltegeist and Dragapult. I got a chance with them. I said I didn't have anything super effective against Ghost. Yeah, technically I do here, but neither of these are going to be able to take that out. Neither of them have the offensive power to get a one-hit kill on Calyrex, and neither of them have the defensive power to survive that Astral Barrage.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder.
Even taking away
Double kill.
the Ghost typing from Dragapult, it still goes down in one hit for their third double kill. So that's now +6 for Shadow Rider Calyrex, although it doesn't matter because that was the battle. I took out one Pokemon. That's it. That was humiliating. So I saved what I think is the best battle for last. Not a great successful night for me, but the double battle here starts with Shadow Rider Calyrex number 3.
Hacker.
And of course my teammate has a hacked shiny Paradox, because why not? Same start as usual. The Grassy Surge to send out the Grassy Terrain. Use that Grassy Seed to buff the defense. Fortunately, that doesn't count as a berry. I was a little unsure of that once I saw the Unnerve ability, but it does not count as a berry. Most of you probably knew that. It's a new one for me. So I'm thinking, okay, Arch Nemesis here, the Shadow Rider Calyrex. I'm 0-2 against it right now. Maybe I can figure something out here. Now, on the one hand, oh my god, they've already Terra'd. On the other hand, they didn't Terra Ghost, so they're not going to double down the damage of that Astral Barrage.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder.
Unfortunately, the Fairy Terra does let Draining Kiss take out Roaring Moon with one hit, which is going to give them their first Astral Barrage buff. And that Rampardos manages to get not quite to half health on my Rillaboom with a critical.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder.
And Rillaboom is easily able to take out the Rampardos in turn, so
Hacker.
So we're both 1 for 1 as my teammate sends out their second shiny hacked Pokemon. And coming in to replace Rampardos, we have the second Shadow Rider Calyrex. So now I'm up against 2 of them. And you saw how they wrecked my team previously. Now we have an Astral Barrage come out. It does take out my Rillaboom. Wasn't surprised it had already taken damage. Thankfully, that Cresselia manages to tank the hit. So there's only one Grim Neigh boost for that one on this turn. However, they both used Astral Barrage, so the second one is going to hit that Cresselia and take it out. So nobody got a double Grim Neigh boost, but both of them got one Grim Neigh.
Hacker.
So here comes my allies' third Pokemon, all of them hacked shinies. And then here comes my Inteleon. Now I'm not gonna win this. You know, that's obvious. We're both down to our third Pokemon.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder.
And now I'm out. and my ally's last Pokemon is in the red, almost dead. And then the Psychic is going to come and finish things off. Now, I said this is one of the better battles of the night. It's not because I did better here. It's just because it was a little comically bad. Oh, got ahead of myself. Teleon was not my last. I still had my Teapot of Doom. With the Ghost Terra, trying to double down on the damage that Shadow Ball can do. I don't know why I bothered. We all knew what was going to happen.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
Now I've lost the battle. You know, I mean, obviously winning is fun, but my favorite types of battles are the ones where it is really, really close, or it is an absolute massacre. And that was an absolute massacre in what I thought was a hilarious manner. Like, yeah, I lost, but it was funny how badly I lost. So here we've got multi-battle number 2. And this one, my one sole win for the night. We've got a Shiny Kyurem on my side, and I, of course, my Rillaboom. Now, I'm up against, God, which one is that? Uxie, I think? And, boom, pardon me. And Flareon. Now, Flareon is a threat. You know, fire does not go well with grass when I'm the one with the grass. So, Kyurem fires off a Shadow Ball, trying to take advantage of the type weakness with Uxie, and I hit off with a high horsepower.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
Desperate to take out that Flareon ASAP. And I manage it. Flareon, strong attack.
Hacker.
Not the best defense. Replacing it is a hacked Umbreon. Now, Uxie uses Yawn here on Kyurem. I like Yawn. It's a lot more accurate than Hypnosis, although you do have to wait that turn. So, I'm going to guess one more Shadow Ball, maybe 2. Well, now that it's healed, 2. To take out that Uxie. It's a pretty bulky Pokemon on the special side. Now, I fortunately have Draining Punch on my Rillaboom. It is not doing a ton of damage against Umbreon. Umbreon is a very tanky Pokemon on the physical side, but it's doing decent damage, and more importantly, it's allowing me to heal up my Rillaboom. So my ally realizes that Kyurem is not necessarily doing the best for him, sends out Urshifu. This is, I think, Single Strike. I think the Dark-type one. I've never been good at telling them apart. Uxie calls it quits. Does a U-turn, does some decent damage to my Rillaboom, nothing another Draining Punch can't handle. And we get a Zacian out instead, so, you know, one Legendary replaced with another, just like on my side. And that bugs me. When you've got 3 Pokemon to pick, and at least 2 of them are Legendaries, that irritates me. So I pull off another Draining Punch, get Rillaboom back to full health, and Umbreon is one attack away from going down. Now, that the amount of damage that Urshifu took shows to me that that was the Dark-type one, because that's like some 4x damage there. Or maybe I'm wrong, and I've just made a fool of myself in front of the entire internet. Who knows? Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time. So, Rillaboom, thanks to that Grassy Seed, really tanks that Intrepid Behemoth Blade really well. Just over half health left, and of course the Grassy Terrain and this Drain Punch are going to heal it a bit. So, Rillaboom is really pulling his weight here. Something my ally can't say. I did not have good teammates in either of these multi-battles. Although at least, you know, this battle's going better than that last one.
Hacker.
In my defense, though, what are you going to do against 2 Calyrexes at once? Shadow Riders at that. So here we have a hacked Vaporeon coming in, which is arguably the worst matchup you could possibly have against Rillaboom, and they know that. So I'm, you know, guaranteed to one-shot this one with a drum beating.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
But, you know, so long to hacked Pokemon. So, the opposing teammate is out. All 3 of his Pokemon were evolutions. They're all done. My teammate still has 2. He's still got his hurt Kyurem and this shiny Rayquaza. Hoping this one's not hacked. Not going to hold my breath from what I've done online. Now, I do not know why he sent out that Rayquaza. Just to pull it back in. There was no weather for its airlock ability to get rid of. I have no idea what he was doing. Maybe it was a mistake, but that's a hell of a mistake to make when you've got an entry hazard here. So, the Zacian fires off a Moon Blast, Moon Ball, Moon Bolt, whatever, and almost takes out that Kyurem. And this thing survives with like 1 hit point after that drum beating. Fires an attack at Rillaboom, as before, tanks it, and Kyurem goes with a super overkill attack to finish off that Zacian. So we got the Uxie coming back out. I believe there's still 1 Pokemon in reserve, if I remember right. Uxie uses the U-turn to finish off the Kyurem. It was mostly dead anyway, so, you know, Tackle could have done that. And in comes Kyogre, the last Pokemon that was in reserve. I generally prefer the blue of Kyogre's regular color scheme, but that pink is really nice. Now, being a legendary, Kyogre manages to just barely tank that drum beating. And I'm not convinced that wasn't within the regular roll. But anyway, Rayquaza comes back out. The airlock gets rid of the rain from Kyogre's ability, and now my teammate is finally going to Terra. Normally, I see Rayquazas go with the Dragon Terra like they did here, although I believe it's in the next video. I did see one go with a Flying Terra, which I don't see a lot, but I enjoyed seeing there just because it was an uncommon tactic. So look forward to that. Now, we still have 1 Pokemon left. That Uxie still has to be taken down. But, you know, kind of like me in the last battle, it is clear who's going to win this one. Rayquaza may be stuck because for some reason it used Hyper Beam on a Pokemon with like 2 hit points. Clearly my ally needs to practice. But my drum beating's here to deal some heavy damage. 1 more turn, even without Rayquaza, and it's going down. And with that speed drop, it's not going to be able to attack. So Disrespect Dragon Ascent here from Rayquaza is going to take out that Uxie and win this multi-battle for my team. Finally, after being defeated horribly again and again, I managed to pull off a win here. Thanks for watching, guys. Look forward to Hisui next week. Have a good one.